The automotive aftermarket it's a dynamic market. It's always one that's been constantly changing. So I've been in the industry for over 30 years, and during that time seen immense change. So it's under constant change all the time. I think what is going on at the moment is there is enormous market consolidation going on, both in the UK but also across Europe. So historically, if you look back at the market 20 odd years ago, it was dominated by independents, some large independents, who were owner-managed, very successful businesses. Now we've got more international-based companies, and there's a lot of investment coming into the market. So the challenges that faces, you're now dealing with larger organisations with corporate structures. I think the other element of change that's coming into the market as well is technological change, certainly the electrification, but also complexity of vehicles, and that's representing challenges in terms of technical support. In terms of my role, and that is one is to adapt and remain flexible when those changes take place. So that means dealing differently and with different people within organisations and different levels, and it's really to remain open to those changes. Interesting question, and quite honestly, I don't think they have. The automotive aftermarket and the main players within it have always been very exacting of what they want. They want quality products, they want good availability, they want support, and they want good pricing. And I think those core elements are still the same today than what they were when I first came into the market 30 years ago. Product complexity. If you look at the history of hot end emissions, when they were first introduced, they were quite relatively simple products, underfloor catalysts. That's all they really consisted of. If you look at now of a Euro 6 emission system, certainly diesel, it consists of catalytic converter, a diesel particulate filter, SCR unit, the sensors on there. So a modern exhaust system is completely different from what it was even 15 years ago. So that is probably one of the biggest challenges. So what that is representing is it represents a challenge to us as a manufacturer, that we've got to be able to manufacture different products, but also the customers to understand what those products are, how they actually work, and also for us to give them the technical support that they need. I think product and range proliferation. So go back, again, when I first started, I worked for an exhaust manufacturer. We actually covered the marketplace at that time, that over 50% of the market was represented by 200 part numbers. You look at that now and look at that in terms of emission products, you're talking thousands of products. I think the other thing, something that we touched on earlier on with market consolidation, is that now we look at customers not just from a UK base, but also from a pan-European base. So a lot of customers that we're now dealing with have got operations that are all over Europe. A trend that's always been forecast from emission products over many, many years is that modern technology, regardless of what it will cause the demise of emission systems, and in fact it's having the opposite. Electrification, of course, is one challenge, but certainly hybrids are still using internal combustion engines. And something we touched on earlier on with product complexity, that will only increase. And with the forthcoming introduction of Euro 7, the details of which we're yet to see, we're going to see another step up in the complexity of the products. The people. It's a people business. Always has been. Some great people in the business. And I think it's one of those industries where, yes, you've got customers and you've got customer relationships, but in many cases, they actually become sort of lifelong friends. A lot of people who I work with now, I've known in the industry for many, many years, that we know each other. And I think also that if you were honest and open in your dealings, then you develop very, very strong relationships. So it's definitely a people business. I think it's a dynamic industry, and as the complexity comes on, it's providing more and more opportunities. So today, it isn't just a question of supplying parts on demand, but technical side of things. So cataloguing, I think the change in distribution as well, with what's going on with online selling. There's both new technical challenges, and there's also marketing and communication challenges as well. So there's some great opportunities. So I would say it's a marketplace that can fulfill a career.